And it's no document out there that states that none of us can actually serve in that capacity, because it would actually be awkward, because you would you would pretty much take 4 of your board members and say 4 board members can never serve. And so that's almost half of your board that could never serve in the chairman's capacity. And so I just want to make sure that those points were clear as far as I can serve as the chairman. There is no right, there is no rule against it. I will also state that Albert J. Scott, our chairman over at the county, he did give us an extension, I guess, to the end of the year on our terms, because we all understand in December, I fall off. So I will no longer be able to serve as a chairman after December. And so I did want to make sure I gave commentary to the language as far as all those items are concerned. So I can be elected and I can serve as the chairman for Chatham Area Transit. Mike has his hand up.
That means we're supposed to have an election?
It doesn't say that. I mean, at this time, I'm entertaining a motion. If someone wants to motion it, they can. Dr. Robinson has her hand up.
Well, if this is my motion is that we allow Jay Jones to remain in the seat through the end of the year, because we're doing so many transitions, and because you have established that relationship with Ms. Malden, our new CEO. I'd like to see that continue at least until the end of the year.
Dr. Robinson, can you make the motion? And
that was it. It was all of that.
Okay.
All right, but I have a question.
A motion is on the table.
I understand, but I have a question.
A motion, I mean, you can't have a question while a motion is on the table. That's why.
May I interject? Excuse me, Helen.
Yes, sir. Tom.
There are two things here. First of all, this motion is not on the agenda. You would have to suspend the rules and amend the agenda to add it. But secondly, I don't see that there's any motion necessary. You're currently serving as acting chairman. There's no reason to have a motion that you continue. You're acting chairman until you're no longer eligible or till an election is held. Now, to answer the question.
Ty, because it was asked at the last meeting, I'm just entertaining the discussion, brother. I appreciate that.
Well, then go back then.
But if that's the case, then she should withdraw the motion.
Exactly. If there's no motion needed, then let's withdraw the motion.
Now, I will say, if that does happen, what Ty just stated, I would support the fact that we suspend the rules and have a election for the vice chair, because we would need a vice chair to serve in that capacity.
I don't think we need to do that today. It's not on the agenda. Put it on the agenda.
Commissioner Odell, I'm just trying to make sure I appease all board members.
Okay.
Under new business, what is the agenda item on the new business that we're discussing now?
It says board officer discussion, and this is what we're doing.
It says discussion and not election.
Correct.
Now, I do have a question, though, if I may.
But Ty, before you ask your question, I can suspend the rules and we can have an election.
Well, the board can suspend the rules.
I mean, well, I can make a recommendation. I stand corrected. I can make a recommendation. We suspend the rules so we can have an election.
All right, but let me ask you a question. You said a moment ago that you had discussed with John Hart and some other attorneys, and you referred to when you fall off. I'm not sure what you meant by fall off the board or the commission.
My appointment is tied to my commission. So when I cease being commissioner 12/31/2020, I also cease as being a board member of Chatham Area Transit.
Okay.
Unless you're reappointed.
And it'll be a reappointment from in a different position, but it won't be in the same position.
Right. Right. It would have to be at large, or will it have to be at large, actually?
It could be at large, City of Savannah, or one of those.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
If there's the position, that is.
It was brought up at the commission meeting a couple of weeks ago. And the chairman indicated, once again, that it is not, he went as far as to say that if a county commissioner were to be chairman of the board, that he would remove them from the CAP board. So have you had this
that-
discussion?
That was stated 2 years ago in a board meeting in
No, he brought it up again. He brought it up, it was brought up again at an executive session, and I don't know whether you were on.
It was last time Jay was on Zoom, so he wasn't in there.
Right, okay.
All right.
So I think I think a discussion with the chairman needs to take place.
And as I had a conversation with the chairman, in the interim role, I am fine. That's why I did not want to be elected into the role. And he stated that from the podium, that James is the interim chair.
Right, but I think that he was under the impression, or at least I was under the impression that he was under the impression that we were going to elect new officers. That was my impression.
But in any case, today is not an election day.
Right. Right. I agree.
But it was going to be on the agenda from what we did last month.
It's on the agenda for discussion, not election.
No. But we certainly can elect the vice chair because we need someone to train to move into this position come January when Jay's not here.
I don't think it's advisable to have a succession of vice chairman and acting as acting chairman. I think you need to, at some point, elect a chairman.
I do too.
Same
Yeah,
here.
yeah. So I don't think that happens today.
Right, well then let's do it at the next meeting.
All right. Any other discussion on this?
I still think you should elect the vice chair in the event that something happens and you're not available.
So on the next agenda for August, this will be an action item
No, it'd be all business.
It'd be old business.
so I just want to make sure that when we have come into it, we're not again sort of hijacked by not being able to vote on it.
You can vote on it if you amend the agenda.
Not for this agenda, but for next one. I just want to make sure it's in the agenda correctly so that we can take action on it.
If you wanted to elect the vice chair today, all you have to do is amend the agenda to have that election.
And you would have to have the votes to go with it.
But
It's a 2/3
this-
vote to amend the
probably-
agenda to add election of vice chairman to today's agenda. Since
But
we
if we're
haven't
If we're
completed,
going to vote on the chairman and vice chairman at the next meeting,
it's actually a three-step process to do that. But more importantly, you have a vice chairman. You have a vice chairman who is acting as chairman, is the acting chairman. You can't elect another vice chairman when you already have one.
all right,
He's right. So on the next election, we elect.
both.
both.
Well, why are we electing a
You
new
don't have
vice
to elect
chair?
both. You can vote both, but you don't have to elect both.
Why are we electing a new vice chair?
You shouldn't be at this point.
Well, technically we can't, but both positions can be filled.
But we have a vice chair.
Right.
Sounds
Why are
like
we
a
not
coup.
just electing a chair?
If Jay got sick, what do we do? Jay, if you went to Timbuktu.
No, I'm
who's
talking
in
about in
charge?
August.
If Jay got sick, the eight of y'all convene, and then y'all
Right.
can make a decision on who will be the leader of the meeting.
But we're
That's-
talking about having
It's
a
no-
chairman
It's no
in
different.
the August, in the August meeting. If
Yes,
we vote a chairman, then Jay goes back to vice chair and we proceed.
Correct.
So why are we talking about electing two positions?
You don't have to, you just have to decide what you want to do.
All right.
okay.
I got it.
Got
We good? All right. Thank you. With that being said, for the good of order, anybody has anything to share? It was not shared by anybody, and shame on you, Mr. Michael Brown. I'm gonna fuss at you, but I'm gonna smile and shake your hand later on. On Thursday or Friday, we have COVID testing is gonna be on site. JC Lewis Primary Healthcare is gonna be working with us. I didn't hear it. Did anybody mention it today?
No, I apologize for that. But you are correct that
When?
that is going to occur on Thursday. And I
What
do
time?
apologize for, let's see, I have to look up the, let's see. it's
I'll
Tom-
check the clock.
9 to
Send it
12.
to us. Meeting adjourned.
Mike, I say that because I'm still the acting chair.
Anybody can adjourn the meeting.
No, sir. Beverly, you said what was the times?
The time is Thursday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Thursday, July the 30th,
All
at our
right.
Cat
Coming over.
Central location.
Thank you.
Friday too.
If you encourage as many people as possible in the community and those people who work for our transit agency to show up, this is an opportunity for them to get a free test. It doesn't cost them anything. And,
Gwinnett, right?
yes, sir. At Gwinnett, at our Gwinnett Street location. With that being stated, I call this meeting to be adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
112. Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, Commissioner Odell. Ciao, ciao to everyone else.